Hi guys, very good evening. This is Rajesh from RD Education Services, and in this series, I'm going to discuss about hedging of forex through currency options. Basically, an exporter who expects to execute the contracts and receive foreign exchange after 6 months may enter into put option for 6 months, which entitle him to sell the forex currency on maturity at an agreed predetermined price, that is strike price. If on maturity the spot price for the currency is more favorable to the exporter, he may choose not to exercise his right to selling under the contract. He can instead sell in the market at spot rate. Similarly, an importer may enter into class option entitling him to buy the foreign currency on the future date. In this presentation, I am going to discuss about what is current currency option, difference between the forward contract uh, versus currency option, then types of options, options premium, how does option work, choosing the best strike price, making most of the option driven structure, and I would like to close this presentation with my conclusive remarks. Let's go to third presentation. So option contract is useful especially in covering the exchange rate risk under the contingent conditions, like when the company enters into a bid. The exchange risk will arise only if the contract is awarded and foreign currency exposure arises. Other benefits of the hedging, such as forward contract, will prove costly if the contract is not awarded and forward booked has to be cancelled. A currency option is a contract that gives the holder the right but not the obligation to buy or sell a fixed amount of currency at a given rate on or before a certain date. The agreed exchange rate is known as strike rate, exercise rate. Now let's discuss about what is strike rate or exercise rate. One key characteristics of an option contract is the agreed upon price, known as strike rate or exercise rate. The strike price is the predetermined price at which you buy in case of call or you sell in case of put an underlying future contract when the option is exercised. An option is usually purchased for an upfront payment known as premium. The option then gives the company the flexibility to buy or sell at rate agreed in the contract or to buy or sell at market rate if they are more favorable, that is not to exercise the option. How are currency option different from the forward contracts? Forward contract is a legal commitment to buy or sell a fixed amount of currency at a fixed rate on a given future date. Uh, and a currency option, on the other hand, offers protection against the unfavorable changes in exchange rate without sacrificing the chance of benefiting from more favorable rates. Now let's discuss about types of options. Type of options includes your call options. A call option is an option to buy a fixed amount of currency, which for example, a call option with the strike price of 10 means the option buyer can use the option to buy the currency $10 before the option expires. A put option is an option to sell a fixed amount of currency. For example, a put option with the strike 10 means the put option buyer can use the option to sell that currency at $10 before the option expires. What type of options are available in two styles? One is American style, second one is European style. The American style option is an option that can be exercised at any time before as expiry date. European style option is an option that can only be exercised at specific expiry date of the option. Now let's discuss about option premium. By buying a option, a company acquires greater flexibility and at the same time receives protection against the unfavorable changes in exchange rate. The protection is paid for in the form of premium. What determines the option premium? The size of premium to be paid for an option depends on the following, which includes your how favorable the strike rate is in relation to forward rate. The more favorable, the higher the premium. The length of the option, the longer the option period, the higher the premium. Stability of an exchange rate involved. Options are relatively volatile exchange rate. Cost more than options are more stable exchange rates. Whether the option is European or American style, the American style option will never cost less than European style option because of the broader flexibility than offer. However, they may cost more. Now, let's discuss option premium with an example. A problem is there. Like a European company has a requirement to buy USD 1 million in 1 month time. The market parameters includes your currency option. Current spot rate is 1.1727 and 1 month forward rate is 1.1727. Now I'm going to discuss about solution. The company don't do nothing and buy at the rate on offer in 1 month time. The company will gain if the dollar weakens, say 1.2027, but will lose if it strengthens, say 1.0027. Enter into a forward contract and buy at a rate of 1.1727 for delivery in 1 month's time. The company will gain if dollar strengthens but will lose if it weakens. Buy a call option with the strike rate of 1.1727 for exercise rate in 1 month's time. In this case, company can buy in on month's time of whichever rate is more attractive. It is protected if the dollar strengthens and still has the chance to benefit if it weakens. Now let's discuss how does options work. The company has an option to buy USD at a given rate on a date on the month in the future. Let's understand this with the help of an example. The company buy USD 1 million at a rate of 1.1727 on a date 1 month in the future, European style. In this example, let's assume that the option premium quoted is 0.98% of the USD amount. In this case, USD 1 million. The cost amount to USD would come 9.800, or in Europe in euro it's 8.357. The outcome of this is basically if 1 month's time the exchange rate is 1.017, the cost of buying USD 1 million is euro 983.284. However, the company can exercise its call option and buy USD 1 million at 1.1727. So the company will only have to pay euro 8,52,733 to buy a USD of 1 million and save euro of 1,30,551. Over the cost of buying dollar at the prevailing rate, taking the cost of option premium into account, the overall net saving for the company is euro 1,22,194. On the other hand, if the exchange rate in 1 month's time is 1.2727, the company can choose not to exercise the call option and can buy USD 1 million at the prevailing rate of 1.2727. The company pay 7,85,731 for USD 1 million and save euro 67,000 over the cost of forward cover at 1.1727. The company has a net saving of euro 58,646 after taking the cost of option premium into account. In a forward of in a world of changing and unpredictable exchange rate, the payment of the premium can be justified by the flexibility that option provide. Now let's discuss about the best strike rate. In theory, an option can be an option can be created at any strike rate. The choice of strike rate depends on how much protection and upside potential is desired. If a company wants a high level of protection, a relatively favorable strike rate equal to more than better than forward rate should be chosen. However, in the case the company can expect to pay a higher premium. On the other hand, if the company wants to make the most of the possible gains, perhaps because it believes the rate is likely to move in its favor, it is willing to take some risk, then a strike rate should be chosen that is less favorable than the forward rate. This will reduce the premium. In earlier example, we have discussed the cost of an option to buy USD at 1.0027 would be 0.48% and the premium for the protection at 1.2027 would be 1.70%. The more favorable the strike rate, the higher the premium. The choice of strike rate is trade-off between the cost of the option and the desired protection level. Effective strike rate. The effective strike rate is simply the strike rate adjusted to reflect the cost of premium paid. It can be thought of as the all-in rate of the deal if the option exercised. In the previous example, if the company exercised the option at 1.1727, the cost to the company of USD 1 million in euro at the rate of 1.1727 is euro 8,52,733. The company must also pay a premium of euro 1,22,194. So the cost effective of the USD 1 million is euro 9,74,927. To work out the effective euro/USD strike rate, you must divide the amount bought by the effective cost. In this example, USD 1 million divided by euro, that is 9,74,927, giving an effective strike rate of 1.0257. If the option exercised, the USD purchased at an effective rate of euro/USD would be around 1.0257. Break-even rate. If the exchange rate at the expiry date of the option is more favorable than the option strike rate, the option will not be exercised and the company will deal at the prevailing spot exchange rate. The exchange rate at which premium cost is recouped is known as the break-even rate. In the earlier example, in order rate to recoup the premium, the company would need to pay euro 7,33,539 for the USD 1 million, give a break rate of 1.3688. If the option is not exercised, then the rate of 1.36688 must be achieved in order to recoup the premium. Now let's discuss about making the most of the options. Let's start. What is making the most option? Options are particularly flexible. The buyer can choose any strike rate at any end date. The management of the option position can be made even more flexible with the following techniques, which includes your selling back an option. The back will at time quote a price at which it is prepared to buy back an option it has sold. The value of the option can be paid directly to the holder or can be incorporated in the rate on any new spot or forward dealer done at the spot at the time. Now, second option is extending or shortening an option. The expiry date on an option can be changed, usually with the payment of premium. either by the company to the bank or by the bank to the company. A payment of the premium can be avoided by adjusting the strike rate when the expiry date is altered. Third option is changing other features of an option. In principle, a future feature of an option may be changed at any time, which includes your strike rate option amount, with the resulting amount of premium in one direction on the other. Now let's discuss about option driven structures. Option may be combined to produce new and flexible risk management solution. The most popular option combinations are those which reduce or eliminate the payment of an upfront premium. Take for example a situation where a company wants to hedge a currency position using option. There are number of the solution which can be used, which includes your put option, put spread, participating forward, cylindrical option. I'm going to look at one specific case and subsequently examine how the four solution referred to above could be applied to that example. Let's discuss about what is put option first. A put option is a short position that profits when the price of the underlying decreases. A trader who is expect to the price of euro oblique USD to fall by a specific date by buying the purchase at put option with enough remaining time value. Let's discuss put option with an example. Company profile. A company is due to receive USD 1 million in 1 month's time. Now, the problem is the financial director of the company feels that the recent period of USD strengthen has been overdone and that USD will weaken over the coming months. The bank has been asked for advice on how position could be managed. And the market parameters include your current spot rate is 1.1727 and 1 month forward rate is 1.1727. Now come to solution to this problem is customer buy a USD put option at the rate of 1.1827. The cost of the put option is 6.63% of USD 1 million. The amount of USD 6.3 oblique Euro 3.938 is equal to 1 cent. The outcome of this procedure is exposure is hedged above 1.1827 and the company will benefit from the USD strengthening below 1.18727. The maturity if the euro oblique USD exchange rate is above the 1.1827, the customer will exercise their right to sell USD 1 million at 1.827, in which case the effective rate achieved will be 1.927 including the premium cost. If the euro or USD exchange rate is below the 1.1827, the customer will allow the option to expire unexercised and will sell USD 1 million in the spot market. So if the spot euro or USD exchange rate at maturity is 1.1427, the effective rate achieved will be 1.1498, including the premium cost. In coming presentation, I'm going to discuss about spread. So let's. Hi guys, good evening. This side Rajesh again from RD Education Services. So far we have discussed about uh, put option, how put option works in the option driven structures. Now let's discuss about put spread. If the cost of buying a basic USD put option seems too high, the customer can reduce the cost by selling another USD put option to the bank. This strategy is called a put spread. The exposure will be unhedged beyond the strike rate of the second option. I'm going to discuss the same with an example. So let's start. Customer buy a USD put option at 1.1827 with a cost of 0.63%. Then customers sell a USD put option at 1.2227, earning 1.66%, sometimes referred to as financial option. Net cost would be 0.464% of the USD dollar amount. So, what would be the outcome? The exposure is hedged between 1.1827 and 1.2227. The company will benefit from the USD strengthen below 1.1827 and will be exposed the USD weakening above 1.2227. The maturity if Euro oblique USD exchange rate is between 1.1827 and 1.1227, the company will exercise the right to sell USD 1 million at 1.12827 and 1.1227 financing option expires unexercised. The effective rate achieved will be 1.3688 including the premium cost. If the Euro or USD exchange rate is below 1.1827, both the option expires unexercised and the company will sell USD 1 million in the spot market. So if the spot Euro or USD exchange rate at maturity is 1.1427, the effective rate achieved will be 1.1499 including the premium cost. If the Euro or USD exchange rate is above 1.2227, the company will exercise the 1.1827 USD put option. But the financing options sold to the bank to help the reduced premium cost at 1.2227 will be exercised against them. The exposure is unhedged above 1.2227, but the company will but the company has gained the 4 cent from 1.18227 to 1.2227. So if the spot Euro USD rate at maturity is 1.2727, the effective rate achieved will be 1.2395 including the premium cost. Now let's discuss about participating forward. This is the zero cost structure where the protection cost is financed by foregoing a percentage of the upside potential. The company buy a USD put option and sell a USD call option at the same strike rate, but the call option is sold for a smaller amount. For this structure to work, the strike level must be worse than the relevant forward level. The less favorable the strike level of, the greater the participation in the upside potential. Now let's discuss another query or another example. A customer buy USD put option at 1.1827 in USD 1 million. Customer sell USD call option at 1.827 in USD 5 lakh. The participation in upside potential depends on the ratio of the amounts of the both option. In this example, 50% would come up. The outcome of this exercise would be the exposure is hedged above 1.1827. At maturity, if Euro or USD exchange rate is above 1.1827, the customer will exercise the right to sell USD 1 million at 1.1827. Below 1.1827, the customer benefit to the extent of 50% for USD is strengthening. So if spot Euro USD exchange rate at maturity is 1.1527, then the effective rate achieved will be 1.61. Now let's discuss about cylinder option. This is another zero cost structure, whereby protection cost is fully financed by the foregoing all upside potential beyond a certain level. I'm going to discuss this with an example. Let's see a customer buy USD put option at 1.2027. and customer sells USD call option at 1.121527. The outcome would be the exposure is fully hedged above 1.2027 and below 1.1527. If the spot Euro USD exchange rate at maturity is between 1.1527 and 1.2027, the USD will be sold at prevailing spot rate. Now, each solution has different payout profile at maturity. These payout profile suit different currency view and different attitude towards risk and returns. As can be seen from these examples, foreign currency option offer the company considerable versatility in the management of currency risk. So thank you so much for listening.